In lesson 4, we are going to continue talking about the inverse operation. So multiplication and division are inverse operations, and you can use multiplication facts to check division problems. So in this lesson, we're going to be making a division problem and then checking it by using the multiplication problem. So I'm going to start with number 1. There are 28 students in a physical education class. The teacher organizes the students into groups of 4. How many students are in each group? So again, when you are writing a division problem, you're going to start with your biggest number. So my biggest number here is 28. So we're going to take 28 divided by 4 equals 7. Now to check that, you can simply check it in your calculator. You're just going to flip this problem around. So you're going to start with this number, or you could start with this number, doesn't matter. I'm going to start with my 7, and I'm going to take 7 times 4 equals 28. So when it says how many students are in each group, that is going to be this number right here. So this number right here is actually answering the question, and we are just using multiplication to check our answer. Let's take a look at number 2. There are 54 marbles in bags. Each bag holds 7 marbles. How many bags are there? Okay, I'm going to start with my biggest number, which is 54, divided by 9, and I know that 54 divided by 9 is 6. So now in my calculator, I'm going to check 6 times 9, and you should get 54. Now to answer the question, how many bags are there? That would be the answer to my division problem. There are 6 bags. Number 3, Carly can write 5 pages in her journal in 1 hour. On Wednesday, she wrote 15 pages. How many hours did she spend writing on Wednesday? So to set up my division problem, I'm going to start with my biggest number, which is 15, and I'm going to take those 15 pages and divide it by 5. I know that 15 divided by 5 is 3. And now, in my calculator, I'm going to check that. So I'm going to take 3 times 5 equal 15. And the question says, how many hours did she spend writing on Wednesday? That would be 3 hours. On the practice page, we're going to basically be doing the same thing. We have to solve the division problem and then check for the correct answer by writing a multiplication sentence. So there's going to be 2 parts here. First, we have our division problem, and then we're going to have a multiplication problem. So I will do the first 2, number 4 and number 5. Number 4 says there are 5 days of school each week. Students have gone to school for 45 days. How many weeks of school has school been in session? So I'm going to start here by writing a division problem, and I'm going to start with my biggest number, which is 45, and I'm going to take 45 divided by 5, and that equals 9. Now I'm going to check my answer. I'm going to write a multiplication sentence, and 9 times 5 equals 45. So again, you should have a division sentence and a multiplication sentence. Number 5, Karen bought 4 packs of colored paper. She paid $12 for the paper. How much did each pack of paper cost? So my division problem, I'm going to start with my biggest number, which is 12. And I'm going to take 12 divided by 4 since there were 4 packs. And I know that 12 divided by 4 is 3. So now you're going to write your multiplication sentence, and you're going to double check that 3 times 4 equals 12. Okay, so on 6 through 10, I have boxes for you, and you're going to write a division problem, multiplication problem, division problem, multiplication problem, and so on. You do not have to do the reflect. On the practice page, there are 4 questions to solve, and in each question, there are 3 answers. The first answer is solve. We're going to solve with the division problem. We're going to check with the multiplication problem. And then we are going to have a final answer. So, number 1, there are 24 shoes in the closet. How many pairs of shoes are in the closet? Okay, so you notice in this problem, there's only one number, 24 shoes. Well, it asks how many pairs of shoes are in the closet. So, pairs. Pairs means 2. So our division problem is going to be 24 divided by 2. And I know that 24 divided by 2 is 12. Now I'm going to check it with a multiplication problem. 12 times 2 equals 24. So solve your division problem and then check it. Now, there is a final answer. Your final answer is what appears in your division problem. So our final answer is going to be this number right here. So for the answer part, I'm going to write there were 12 pairs of shoes. And yes, you have to write labels, otherwise it's not going to make sense because technically you're supposed to be answering the question. So it says, how many pairs of shoes are in the closet? Well, there are 12 pairs of shoes in the closet. For number 2, how many tickets did she buy? Your label there for your answer would be tickets. So your label on that answer would be tickets. On number 3, how many players on each team? Your label there would be players. And number 4, how many bags of carrots are there in the refrigerator? Your label there would be bags of carrots.